everybody. This week's episode is just about a typical week in the life of being a liveaboard on Noeta. Check it out.
Hi there. Super glad you found us. We are Pat, Alexa, and this 18-pound wonder, Gilligan the Fat Boat Cat. We live aboard our 57-foot Nordhavn, Noetta, currently enjoying the waters near Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. In this episode, we're going to give you a peek into the day-to-day life of living aboard a boat in Mexico. Come see what we've been up to.
All right, so in this week's video, we're just going over kind of a typical week. And the typical week for now is here in what's called Paradise Village Marina. It's actually a resort. It's set back in an estuary. It's not typical Mexico, I would say. And we're doing boat projects right now because it's hurricane season. So this week is not, I'd say any week we throw at you isn't going to be a typical week because every week's a little bit different. But we just wanted to show you a few things that, we'll just show you what we're doing this week. The kind of things that are important both for the boat and for ourselves and for work. And yeah, all of those kind of things. I could do this again in 6 weeks and it'll be a totally different video. So maybe we will do it. But for now, this is where we're at. And this is kind of our typical day-to-day. Well, again, typical doesn't make sense because it's just different every day. But I'll give you this week. Anyway, so on a typical first day, I always get up and make breakfast, but my breakfast is just a big smoothie. Pat is really good at doing leftovers. So whatever we had for dinner the night before is typically what he is eating with some eggs. So that's good. It empties out the fridge a little bit. What I love about Mexico is all the fresh fruit. So what I usually will do is I cut up whatever the fresh fruit of the season is and I freeze it. And then I use it for my smoothies. Pat will do a smoothie, but definitely not with the spinach in it. So this is just whatever juice I have on hand or agua fresca. I do a protein powder just because I don't get probably enough protein. This one is, I like it, Falcon, natural, unflavored. I don't get a kickback. It's a vegan one. We're not vegan, but anytime I can, it's nice. Blender-wise, when we first moved on board, we bought a big blender thinking we'll make margaritas all the time or icy drinks. Yeah, 6 years, never used that big blender. But this one, I use almost every day. It's just one of those single smoothie ones. Anyway, got to break down that spinach because nobody wants chunks of it. This is just frozen mango, but it is mango season right now, so I'm making and freezing as much as I can. So typical day, we are kind of like farmers' hours. We wake with the sun and go to sleep with the sun. We weren't always that way. Pat's always been a morning person, but I used to like to sleep in a little bit. But now it just, as a boat life, we call cruiser midnight, kind of 9:30, 10 p.m. if we're all done and in bed. We get up pretty early. Generally, we'll do a little exercising of some sort. For me, there's yoga on the beach a few days a week. They also have a lap pool, which I swim a lot, and Pat will go out for a big walk or something. So typical day, it's kind of how we always start no matter where we are. Food and a little exercise, and then we figure out what's going on. So for today, that's where I'm starting, and I'm gonna kind of take you through the rest of the week with me.
All right, we're gonna go down and do our weekly strainer cleaning. So, just in this water down here, we got to do this every week. Just stay ahead of it, as you guys saw earlier. If we don't, you get behind. So there's that through hole. Nice big beefy thing, 2 inches. And then come over here and do this one. This one has a little more going on there. There's some water maker bits. There's always seems to be a little barnacle growth in there too.
Both through holes closed?
Yep.
Never hurts checking.
Never hurts to ask.
look this week?
Not bad.
Oh, we did have a bunch of rainstorms this week.
Yeah. It smells. Yum. It smells like bad seafood. This one's never as much.
Yeah, that one's cleaner.
Yeah. Still question what's going on over here. Or maybe that hose. But, all right. Let's go up and hose. Look at that. Yeah.
But any hard barnacles or oysters or anything?
One mussel.
One mussel.
I can't see what we're doing.
That's
Why
'cause
are we doing this?
We're going to the eye doctor.
Oh.
So this is just another typical thing that we do here in Mexico. We do all our medical care here. It's been great. It's been really affordable and really quick. So we're going to go see Dr. Paula because our eyes are getting old.
We're going to get our eyeballs checked out.
Good luck. Okay, well, a good portion of every day is spent right here at my little computer station. I do work part-time as a contract educational consultant for a company called Edgate. I will write lesson plans for online publishers. I align standards to different states, even different countries. I've translated testing programs, so a little bit of everything, but having taught school for 20 years, this is a great way to use that skill set without having to be responsible for teaching every day. And then of course I'm making YouTube videos now, and so I do spend a great deal of time right here. I do have some supervision, so clearly he's here as my manager. But this is really boring to watch, so I'm not going to put it on for every day. All right, what's for dinner?
We're gonna do we're doing arrachera, which is
Also called arrachera.
Arrachera. It's like a Mexican flank steak. So
I do love having the built-in barbecue. It's pretty great. It does need a few new replacement parts eventually, but it works.
Yeah.
Well done, chef.
Well, you know, been slaving away for days.
Okay. Except I made the rest of the dinner, but whatever. All right, today is Tuesday, and on Tuesday in the summers when we're here, we have a Tuesday ladies coffee get together with anybody who's on a boat or, well, even visiting or whatever, but it's a lot of fun. These are ladies from all over who have done all sorts of great cruising, so it gives for some good camaraderie. The topics can be varied. They're all over the place. But it's been a really nice way to get to know some people and to get my butt off the boat when I'm feeling lazy. And we share all sorts of news and advice. And it's been a really great group of people. So if you come to Paradise, check, and you're one of the ladies, check to see if they're still doing it. But hopefully they are. I only have about 4 more or 5 more before we're gonna take off. So off to ladies coffee. So when we're not working on boat engines, we're working on car engines. One day we hope not to have a car, but we still do. So until then, we gotta keep the air conditioning running, and it's been overheating. So we're gonna try. Well, yeah, it's getting hot. So a little coolant today, but so I guess this doesn't count as a boat project. Nothing like auto zones all over the world. What's today's hack?
Little hack. This is a little screen that goes over the air conditioner, the air handler. So that's the part that sucks the air in, and then it makes it cold or warm and distributes it. This is just an air filter over it. The air conditioning guys down here said spray it with Lysol. Well, it does. It's just a kind of a slow battle, but you spray it and it goes through the ducts and it'll help kill any mold or anything that might be in there. It's hot and humid, so you gotta do everything you can. So it makes a Lysol-y smell for first little bit you're running it, but you know, better than mold. So.
All right, this is the crappiest part of the week.
I have to go to work.
This is the part we don't like. He has to go to work. Somebody's got to get to retirement age so we can sail this beautiful thing off into the ocean. But so this part of the week is where he'll leave for maybe 5 days.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll get some projects done here, but we don't like this part.
We don't like it at all.
No, we don't. So anyway, off to the airport of Puerto Vallarta.
Cat hair. My nemesis for my uniform.
Pat just
finding
found,
cat hair 6 days from now. All over my pants.
Pat just found a huge clump on his pants, even though he just got it off of there. So Gilligan sends his love. So Pat gets to spend a week with Gilligan. Sort of.
I think I must sleep in my bag. Hey guys, kind of a day in the life. I'm at work and I'm at we call it a crash pad. It's the kind of place where a bunch of pilots, we all rent a space and share it. It helps keep the costs down because none of us live here, like in this particular case in LA. So mine is, my crash pad is actually part of a hotel and I'm right by LAX airport. So got a little sun deck here and I can look out and see the airport. So that's what I'm doing. I get ready to go to work today. I'm going to go down to Cabo, San Lucas, and then up to Seattle. That's where I lay over tonight. And then tomorrow I end up in Spokane. So that's my day. And a nice little marine layer. This is parts of the Hurricane Narda, I think that's what it is. Something like that. It's coming up Baja right now. So have a great day.
Today is pump out day, so that is gonna go up there and take all of our crap way down there. Thank goodness for them. We found that pump outs aren't super common in Mexico. There is one here at Paradise. At La Cruz there's one, you just have to order it. This one is every Thursday at your slip, so they come and do it for you and pump out. But it, again, not nearly as common as you see in the States to have pump outs.
All right, another part of my day is I'm walking to the terminal. If I have time, I like to do the whole horseshoe here at LAX, just get some steps in because I'm going to spend the next, 7 hours basically sitting on my ass in the airplane. So get some steps in. I just passed Tom Bradley on my way around to Terminal 6, which is the Alaska terminal. And then I go get through security and on the plane. Can't video that part. TSA gets a little excited if you have your camera out. So you guys, anybody that's traveled in the last, since 9/11, you know what that experience is like. So see you on the other side. All right, I'm on the jetway going down to the plane. Just met all my flight attendants. Turns out one of them I'm flying with is one of my good friend's stepson. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was, actually I didn't know he, probably knew he was here, but I didn't remember. And then of course, it's always a nice surprise to find that out. So walking down to the jet right now and start pre-flighting to go to Cabo, then up to Seattle. Here's the approach to the jet. Right now the flight attendants can't get on because it's an international flight. They have to do they clean it and then they have to do a security sweep. So they look in all the bins and cubbies and all that. So that's what these guys are doing right now. But the pilots, because we're cool, we can get on the plane. All right, here we are. We're on the jet. Let's get pre-flight. First officer's out walking around right now, so it's not here. Just kind of getting stuff ready to go. Here's kind of our data. There's our route. Just loading everything into the FMC right now. That's about it.
as I was going down, those of you that have been following know that we've had an issue with this door latch. It just fell off and it locked me out. So fortunately the downstairs door was open, but need to get that back on. But actually, before I do, I've been meaning to reprint this one. The bevel that sticks down in there was too tall, so Pat actually flipped it upside down. So I think I can get a better holding if I reprint this, shorten this top little piece, and then get that back on there. But for now, I'm not going to close the door all the way because then it is locked closed. All right, so here's the start of our print. Just laying down the very first layer and filling it in. Again, I'm printing this with the ASA plastic, and that is good for heat. UV, that spot's actually not in a ton of UV, but a little bit. So we want it to be prepared. It's kind of mesmerizing, like always. So it's just finishing up that first layer. It's going to go back over, do the edge, and now it's doing the second layers. It spends a little more time on the second, third, fourth layers. Alright, it's going to take about 7 minutes and I'll have the part that I need. Alright, there it is. As you see, I made that just a little less tall. So, since the door latch fell off anyway, this is a great time to fix this. Okay, so here we are at the door again, where this latch is. Printed out the plastic part, got the old one off of here, and this is just gonna go on here and hopefully back. So I got Allen wrenches. Only ones I could find were standard, so I'm probably gonna need metric because that's the way projects work. And when Pat's out of town, Alexa goes looking for tools. He always has projects going, and so many times that's too small. He has a bucket of tools for a project he's working on, so when he gets back, he has everything together in one spot. Or it's a box, or it's a bin, or it's in a corner, and I don't necessarily know, and that's too big. So what that tells me is the 2 sets of Allen wrenches I found that are both standard, lucky me, aren't going to do what I need to do for this. So I'm going to go on a look for metric size, and then I'll have to call Pat, who I think is flying a plane to Cabo San Lucas right now. I won't call him. I'll message him, and he can text me when he gets a second. It's never that easy, is it? All right, off to find metric ones. Found them, and guess what? They were in the toolbox, right where they were supposed to be. So now we should be able to find our size. Hopefully. Not that one. All right. It's working. Still seems to be a little more give than I'd like in there, but it's on. All right, important thing is I have a latch, and it will open and it will close, and hopefully doesn't fall off on me again. Not sure why it fell off. Clearly that little Allen thing just got loose, but maybe with this better fitting plastic part, we won't continue to have this problem. Anyway, up there, canvas is gone because I got to get it washed so we can add some new zippers, so we can add solar, and thus the black tarp that's covering for when the rain comes. Anyway, so that was my little unexpected project. Pat's away, and so I got to fix it. That's kind of how it works. Or just have a door I can't use, but it's just easier to fix it. And then when he comes home, it's one less thing he has to deal with, because as you guys know, every time he comes home, there is a project here. I swear we do take off time and we do go enjoy it a little bit. But when you buy a project boat, you have projects. All right, guys, today is laundry day. We are very, very fortunate, obviously, to have this set up on board. Here in Paradise, we do our own laundry. Well, I do our own laundry here on the boat. But there are towns that we go to where it's actually cheaper, more efficient, and smells much better, and it's folded perfectly. Here in Mexico, La Cruz is one of those where we just take it to somebody and have it laundered. But here, there is a laundromat up in the mall, but it's a little more expensive, and this is pretty darn easy. So, we, air quote, we do laundry probably twice a week right now, just because Pat is bringing home a whole suitcase every week of work clothes, and so while he's gone, I do all the other stuff. But these have been great to have. Other than boat washer and dryers are not made for everyday use. They're made for occasional use. And we know that because their parts just wear out quicker. And if you can't see it, I'll zoom in. If you can't see it, our power button is held closed with tape right now. And this power button is maybe a year old, maybe 9 months. If you go back a number of episodes, you'll see where we had all of this out. And we replaced the motherboard, we replaced the light, and now the button doesn't stay in. So when I want to turn off this system, I just go turn it off at the breaker. But I am not going to complain because I love having them here on board. When we first moved aboard our first live aboard, it was a 46 Nordhavn, and it had a washer dryer combo, so it did like steam drying. I had also bought a bucket and like a hand wash thing because I'd read all these books, and that's how everybody does their laundry on boats. You do it by hand, and you do the clips and you hang it up. And yes, we can do that, but we've gotten a lot more civilized since then, and since I've gotten rid of that bucket and washing bin. So today, laundry day. Without fail, every morning, 6 o'clock, he yells at me until it's time to get up. Okay, come on. Once he's invited up, he comes up and sits on my head. Right? That's what we do. Come on. This is every single day.
Hey, good morning, Seattle. We're gonna do the walk around. It's the captain's walk around because the weather's nice. Max 8 this morning. We're going down to Orange County, then back to Seattle. Then we end up in Spokane today. This is one of our newer airplanes. You can tell it's nice and shiny and clean. The brakes aren't like gooey and all that. Those are some massive brakes on this thing. I'll look everything over. It's the back side of the LEAP engine. That's pretty. It's very nice out this morning too. That's the other reason I wanted to walk around a little bit. All right. It's nice and quiet in here right now. The hydraulic pumps aren't running, so it's very not so bad. Fire bottles, gauges, everything looks good. Don't see any leaks, runs, drips. Tell a max because the tail cone is different. Looks like that versus You can see in the distance there. Aside from the big round engines, the tail is a little different. Sorry about my fingers. Oh, and the wing. Those things are different. The wings have massive gear once again. And then on this side, this thing's pretty new. It's still nice and, I mean, this is clean, so it's one of the flap actuators. So here, I always like to look at the front end of the landing gear, the brake assembly lines, make sure everything's connected, hydraulic lines. Don't see any leaks or drips. All our static wicks are attached. Strobe, wingtip light. These engines are badass. I described these engines versus the NG. These are like Ferraris. And the old engines are like Ford F-150s. I mean, they're both good. This thing just sips gas, high performance. It's the air inlet for the air conditioning pack. There's two each side. Static ports. The boat we call this shore power. They still accidentally do that. And the nose gear. That's the steering rams. Very high tech. Those are the wheel snubs. So when the landing gear retracts, that's what the wheels hit that and spin down. Probably stop. And the nose cone. Always good to look, make sure there's no holes or anything. So that's the walk around on a airplane, Max 8.
All right, today we are filling the freshwater tanks. The water here at this marina is potable, which isn't super common here in Mexico. So we can take it straight from the hose and we can drink it. We do use an RV filter. This does take out any chlorine and any bigger sediment that might still be in it. And so just out of caution, we do use one of these. Most marinas we've been to actually don't have potable water, so we get around that by a couple of different ways. We had our 50-foot Nordhavn in La Cruz. That water maker actually had a fitting for the hose, so we would bring the hose in, run it through the water maker, and now we have potable water. Obviously, we can go out and use the water maker and make fresh water that way. Another way we've done it, we've gone ahead and put non-potable water in our tanks, but then had garrafons, they call them, big jugs of water that with a pump that you just use for drinking and that kind of thing. And the tank water is just for cleaning and showers and that kind of thing. When we do that, we do have to make sure that when we leave and get somewhere with potable water, we do just have to clean the tanks out really well. We hold about 300 gallons on this boat, but I still fill it weekly. That we don't use 300 in a week. We use maybe half of that. But just to get into a pattern and a habit, we do try and just top it off every week. And then, of course, if there's a storm or a hurricane or we lose water somehow from land, then we always have water on board. So today, I'm going to fill the water.
All right, today is Sunday and just finished my swim. Sunday is my very favorite day at this place because there's been construction going on over here all season right by the pool, and so it's super noisy and there's guys out there working and stuff. But on Sunday they're not here, and so I swim my laps and then I'm gonna go swing over to the lending library. I'm gonna grab a new book because I just finished my other book, and I'm gonna swing over and grab chai latte because there's a Starbucks here, and I'm gonna come right back to this spot and sit and enjoy the quiet for a little bit. So I know you feel sorry for me, you guys. Somebody's got to struggle. All right, guys, I'm a happy camper. I'm set up. I've got my book. I've got this pool all to myself still, and I do have projects to do later, but it's also really important in this boat project life that we're in to just take a little time for yourself. It's okay. Pat's still at work. If he weren't, he'd probably be right here next to me. But anyway, so I'm going to go read a book. I'll get back to you guys later.
Hey everybody, good morning. I'm in the pilot lounge here in LAX. I couldn't get home yesterday, so I got to spend an extra night in the crash pad. So I'm gonna be on our flight back to PV today, and then we immediately start on our next project, which is gonna be a big one. So you guys will get to see that. So stay tuned.
All right, so this is Bucerias. Today I'm going to go to their Sunday market, which is kind of like if a big Kmart Target came into town. They also have a little artisan market that's here all the time. It's for tourists. I'll walk through it. But waterfront town, no Anchorage or no Marina or anything, but it's a great little town. Bucear means to scuba dive. I used to dive here for oysters. Not anymore so much. Take you down the little artisan market. Hola, no, gracias. Thanks.
Yes, girl.
Hola.
I got it.
Maybe you like something fun.
So this artisan stuff, I don't know how much of it's actually made in Mexico at this one. There is a Sunday market in La Cruz during high season that actually is all made by locals, so I appreciate that one. But this stuff is mostly for foreigners. Hola, buenas tardes. Ito. Gracias. Gracias.
Se oye bien y le doy la carga. Bueno.
Ok. ¿Cómo se dice esta fruta?
Rambután.
Rambután.
Sí.
¿Y cómo comes?
Se abre.
Abre, pero no comes la parte de afuera, ¿no?
No, lo de afuera no.
¿Hacen en como jugos o cosas?
No, de hecho.
¿Cómo así?
¿En 100? Sí.
¿Son ricos?
Sí. El agua 40 kilos. ¿A kilo?
Ok. Quiero como 8 de estas. ¿Cómo sabe cuándo están listos para comer?
Todos están buenos.
¿Todo acá?
Sí.
Ok. Voy a tener 8. ¿Es por kilo o por cara?
El kilo lo traigo en 100.
Ok, sí. ¿Puedo ver un kilo? ¿Cuánto sale en un kilo?
Ahora para este kilo.
No. Tal vez.
Mira, ahí
¿Es un kilo?
es medio.
Medio, perfecto. Ok, muy bien. ¿Y cómo se llama?
Rambután. 50.
Ajá.
Es 50.
Medio.
Claro.
Gracias.
Que le vaya bien.
Gracias. ¿Cuánto sale? 25. Hace calor. Gracias. Hola, buen día.
Día
¿Cuánto para una piña?
30, 35.
Ok. ¿Cuánto están listos para hoy?
Para hoy.
Ok. Gracias. Gracias. Okay, gracias. Gracias. All right. Successful day. Lots of fruit. This is really good and really refreshing. It's cucumber, chia, and lime. So good. It's hot out there, but Sunday market was a success. My favorite purchase was these. They're called rambutans, and they're only grown in Chiapas in the mountains, and only during this time of year. So you'll see them at Sunday markets, not necessarily the grocery store, but maybe. And they're like a grape inside, the kind of a little acidic but really sweet. And there's a seed inside of that, but yeah, it's really soft. Anyway, so we have a half kilo of rambutans. That cost me $1. I've got some potatoes and peppers. That cost me 25 pesos, so a little over $1. And then I got a pineapple, 30 pesos, which is about $1.50. So successful trip. I did forget my bags. I usually try to bring fruit bags. There's a lot of plastic here, a lot of plastic used. I'll do better next time and when I go to the grocery store, and now I have a bunch of bags to reuse. But so that is a Sunday market. Again, it's on different days in different towns, so a lot of these folks will move to a Tuesday location, then a Wednesday location. And I know in La Cruz, I want to say Wednesday, it's a street market over there. But again, this is for locals, generally not, I mean, tourists can go. We're absolutely welcome. I did stick out, though, like a sore thumb. I'm quite a bit taller and a lot lighter. But they're all very accepting and very kind, so it doesn't matter. It's not tourist season, so definitely didn't see a lot of me in there, and that's okay. That's part of the joy of doing this. The Mexican people are really welcoming and really helpful and really kind. And so you saw me with the guy with the rambutans. I'm like, okay, tell me, what is it? I don't know. What does it taste like? And he just cut one open and said, try it. So I love that, just kind of community sense that they have here. So successful trip. All right. So this kind of shopping is kind of opposite of what I just did at the Sunday market. Now I'm heading into the grocery store. There are some things you just can't get. Dish detergent, wine, tequila, mezcal, those things. So this time I have I'm just getting my shopping bags, and I'm going to show you La Comer. La Comer is really a nice store. It has a lot of things that you can't find in other areas, in other grocery stores in Mexico. So let me show you through La Comer. These guys have an import section. They have a section of things from Costco. Really good produce, really good meats. And then every once in a while, the odd thing that you just can't find anywhere else. You can also get a scooter and a barbecue. These are marigolds for Day of the Dead, which is coming up in about a month.
Súbete a la hora del sabor que enciende tu cocina. Sal Sol, la sal del mar, natural, artesanal, con historia y calidad. Grano fino, grueso, perfecto para gran sectores.
This is maracuja. This is jackfruit. Call this tuna blanca. This is a gourmet section. A lot of imported stuff. And Dia de los Muertos coming up in about a month. All right, here
how it works is you pick up a tray and tongs right here, and then you put on it what you want. Everything's made fresh every day. This is the milk aisle. They don't sell milk cold here generally. Lots of it. Permiso. Right. Last part of this provisioning game is getting it all back to the boat. Back when we first started boating a bazillion years ago, Pat laughed at me for wanting to have a dock cart. He doesn't laugh at me anymore, but yeah, it is a long walk back to the boat. If we were in an anchorage, it'd be a long dinghy ride, I'm sure. So there's pros and cons, but either way, back to the boat. Somebody's trying to come home from work, but you have a buddy.
It's traffic.
All right, gang, that was our week this week, this final week of September, and thanks for joining us. Glad you could be here. I can guarantee next week will be super different. Granted, there are some things that stay the same. We've got strainers that we do every week. We fill the water every week, laundry every week, Gilligan waking me up at 6 o'clock every day. Those are things that stay the same, but everything else changes. This life is never monotonous, and that is half the fun. Anyway, see you guys next week. Have a great one.